Hello, welcome back to Sonic Generations PC. Today we are going to be looking at our first set of side missions. There are 5 side missions per character per act, so a total of 10 side missions per act is here. So in this part we are going to be looking at the classic Sonic missions, and then we are going to collect the red star rings, and then we will have seen everything classic Green Hill has to offer. The first one we're doing here is just a doppelganger race is what they call it. It's basically makes you replay the level with no changes whatsoever, but they give you essentially a time limit, and you gotta beat your clone to the end of the finish line. Fairly straightforward. When I was going through the initial playthrough, like I said, you need to complete one side mission per level to advance the story, and I really just picked the doppelganger races just because they were the most straightforward and easiest to complete. But that is already the end of the doppelganger race. The other missions are definitely a lot more unique, but every time you complete a side mission, a bell appears above the level gate, and when you ring the bell, it makes a music note start floating around the stage, and when you collect it you get either an artwork or a new song. So in this next one we are going to be taking advantage of the bounce Sonic gets when he destroys Badnik enemies. It's just very a satisfying amount of precision you can have with the bounce you get from enemies. The momentum-based platforming is emphasized in this level very well. That was kind of always Sonic's rise to fame, was that he was a fast momentum-based platformer. And one of the ways you would get through a level so quickly is by hitting enemies in a way that helps you reach higher platforms and take the highest route, because typically in Sonic games, I'm sure there's some exceptions to this rule, but typically the highest route you take is going to be the fastest route to the finish line. So that's kind of what that level's all about. And they're all just very short little missions, fairly simple. You're not going to be spending a super long time in any of these side missions, except for maybe one exception we'll see in Rooftop Run. But there's really, they're just here to kind of give the game more content, give you an excuse to collect more songs and artworks, and it also gives us some nice references to previous games. We have a side mission here with Knuckles, and he is racing us to the finish line, and we also have these giant badniks here, which is kind of the gimmick of the whole level, is that you don't destroy them, they just give you a bounce to get to higher platforms. And the song we're listening to is Supersonic Racing, a remix of it. Supersonic Racing made its debut in Sonic R, a game which really isn't very good. I mean, it's not as bad as many will try to say, but Sonic R had this really funky, jazz-like soundtrack that was, unlike anything else in any other Sonic game before it or even since. So, as Sonic R is remembered for mostly that reason. And, you know, especially with these Green Hill missions, there's very low chance that you'll fail any of these missions. They're fairly straightforward. So I'm collecting all these artworks. By the end of this, I'll have every artwork and every song, and I'll do a little showcase of the artwork and some of the songs as well at the end of the playthrough. When we start collecting red star rings in the regular levels, you will also be getting songs and artwork from that, and you'll also be unlocking power-ups you can buy from the skill shop. Some skills only become available when you complete a certain side mission. For example, later on we'll be seeing a power-up that allows you to summon a skateboard whenever you'd like. But before that we need to do the skateboard-based side mission, and we'll see that in Cityscape. And this one, this particular side mission can be a little bit tricky. You probably won't fail it, but you may lose some time here and there, just because it's very easy to lose track of which direction you're going. You just gotta remember that whenever you see a platform swing towards you, you know it's gonna go the same distance the other way. So if you can keep that in mind, you can actually complete this level really quickly, but you know, you can lose track of where you're supposed to go fairly easily in the swing side mission. Yeah, the gold music notes, which are usually bigger, those will give you songs, and the blue, smaller ones will give you artworks for your gallery. In this one we're going to be using the high-speed shoes power-up, which makes Sonic reach his top speed insanely quickly. It's a power-up that's been in Sonic for a very long time, and yeah, I never really found it too useful actually in Sonic games. And you know, Sonic is fast as it is, and when you get the speed shoes power-up, it kind of just makes the game hard to control, just because you have to adjust to the new momentum that you are given with Sonic. Now, it does open up opportunities to take, you know, shortcuts that you might not have the momentum to take in many cases, but as a whole, I can't say I'm a huge fan of the speed up shoes power up. It's sort of seems unnecessary in a lot of ways. But it does give you a great sense of speed, and that's our goal here in Sonic the Hedgehog world. So it's definitely something that if they didn't put in Sonic Generations, you'd feel like it was missing. I'll just put it plainly like that. So that was all 5 of the side missions, and when you complete all the side missions, more of the overworld gets filled with color. When you complete the initial level, only, you know, the parts like right around the entrance to the level become color, but when you complete all the side missions, the whole world becomes a lot more colorful. So that's another goal you have in mind, is colorizing the entire white world we have here. So when you are going into any missions, you can actually pick whatever music you want, you know, whatever music you have unlocked so far for the level. So I'm going to do that occasionally. I don't always do it, but you know, sometimes just to spice up the playthrough a little bit, I'll be changing the song so we're not listening to the same Green Hill Zone or Chemical Plant Zone over and over again, because you know, it's 5 missions and then we're going to go get red star rings, which is what we're doing right here. So change the music and keep things interesting for us a little bit. And what's cool about the red star rings and collecting them for a completed playthrough is that I likely will make you explore a level in a way you might not have thought to explore a level. Jumping at certain places, going down, it seems like you should go up, things like that. So it really emphasizes the exploration aspect of Sonic the Hedgehog, being rewarded for going off of the beaten path, something every good platforming game needs to have. And it's done in a way where, it rewards you for doing this. Like, if you get to get more artwork and more songs by doing this, it's not just in order to get an achievement or something like that. I personally have never been a huge fan of achievements, but the fact that this is giving me actual things to look at or listen to in the game, and the game physically changes from having the side missions completed, is definitely a good incentive for doing these missions and getting the red rings. So this is collectibles done right. Some games don't quite get it right, especially some of the more recent Sonic games like Sonic Boom, Shattered Crystal. That's a collectathon based game, and getting them all just really didn't reward you enough. So Sonic Generations definitely handles the collectibles better than a lot of platforming games out there. So that's it. That's all we'll be seeing from Classic Green Hill Zone from now on. Next part, we're going to look at the modern missions and get those side missions done, collect those red rings. So I will see you then. You all have a great day.